How you guys doing? Welcome aboard the next video. Now today guys, I decided that I'm going to do my next video games monthly unboxing for the month of September of 2017. I actually plan on doing a video that talks about some of the best racing games that came out in old generation gaming. And the reason why I want to do that is because my birthday was yesterday, September 12th. And another person whose birthday was that day was Paul Walker's. The late Paul Walker. So what I'm going to do later on is actually do a video that's kind of a tribute to Paul Walker and do racing games from a variety of different generations and things of that nature. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this box.
Press start.
Fatality.
Get over here!
Hadouken! It's me, Mario! Here we go!
Alright, so let's go ahead and open up this box and see what the first thing it is that we get. So let's go ahead, we got 2 up, so that means that we got, let's see, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 games. And let's go ahead and start off with a little extra thing that we get. Basically a lens cleaner with a little container for it. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, alright. So, okay. And we got the 2 up. Let's go ahead and start off with the very first game. So the very first game that we got here is actually Star Voyager. Now Star Voyager is actually a pretty decent game. It was made by Bob Smith for the Atari 2600. This game is about $4 when you look for it on eBay and things of that nature. Now this one was produced by iMagic, and in this game you're basically, it's a lot like Star Raiders like I got in the last box that I talked about with Retro Game Treasure when I did round 2. I will talk a little bit about that at the end of after I get through these games. Now the thing about this one, not much to really go off of here. This is one of the better Atari 2600 games out there. It's basically a simulator just like Star Raiders. This one is actually better than Star Raiders from what I understand with what some people are saying. 5 out of 5 on all sorts of people who play it and things of that nature. Basic game, just simulation, shooting stuff, but we're not going to spend our time wasting on that. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. And the next one we got is Cobra Triangle. Cobra Triangle was made by Rare and it goes for about $7.95. Now I will have to admit, when I first saw it in the box, I didn't recognize it at first at all. By the label I didn't recognize it. And then when I actually started playing it and I saw gameplay footage too to get some information on it, I started to realize I actually played this as a kid. I actually seen this game before. And the thing about this game is that it's made by Rare, and it's a lot like the RC Pro-Am, which was also made by Rare. So that actually explains why a lot of the gameplay in it is actually really good. And this is actually a really decent game. A lot of people will talk about how difficult it is to get around the vortexes that are in the water, and the waterfalls are like the 2 most difficult things to deal with in the game. But the game is generally a vehicular assault game where you go around, you shoot things with your boat. That does seem like a lot of fun. A lot of people really like this game, and I can see why I myself actually enjoy it as well. Definitely something I would spend a little bit of time on, but come back every once in a while just to waste a little bit of time. And this game was actually included in the live arcade release from Rare back in 2009 when they released it on the Xbox 360. So you can actually get this game on the Xbox Live Arcade if you wanted to with the Rare package. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one, and the next one is Thundercade. Now, Thundercade, this one right here, I've actually seen this one before. The name sounds very familiar to me when I first saw it when I pulled it out of the box. And I gotta say, it wasn't on my wish list, but it definitely looks like a game that I would want on my wish list. Thundercade is made by Sega, and it usually goes for about $8.95. This game was originally made for the arcades in the 1987. The NES version was released in in 1989. Now, the thing about Thundercade is, of course, you ride a motorcycle and you can get one of those attachments on there and you can like shoot bullets in different directions, and it's a shoot 'em up game that's a scroller. And you know, these are the typical things that you would see in arcades back in these time periods. Some of the more popular ones were shoot 'em up games. And so this one's a shoot 'em up, so if anybody is really interested in those kind of games, this would be one to put on your list as well. And it's actually really good multiplayer on top of that. So this one is a good one to actually get on your list as well, and I would actually recommend this one. I would recommend Cobra Triangle as well. So now let's go ahead and move on to the next game, and that is Virtua Fighter 4. Now this one right here is not complete in box, it's only missing the manual, but I'm not really worried about that. Virtua Fighter 4, I'm actually familiar with this series. I've played it. I've owned this one at one point. Made by Sega, of course. This one usually goes for $4.25. That's without manual and things of that nature. Complete in box is not much different in pricing anyways. But this game, of course, fighter game. Who hasn't heard of the Virtua series, honestly? If you haven't, give it a try. If I remember correctly, Virtua 4 was the first Virtua Fighter game on the PS2. So if you're into fighter games, that would be one to collect for your collection as well. So let's go ahead and move on to the last and final game. And the last one is SWAT Global Strike Team. Now this one's actually complete in box. It's made by Argonaut Games. This one typically goes for $4.25. This is as complete in box, that is. Now I was actually curious about this game, and I actually played quite a bit of it myself. And with this game, in every mission you have basically hostiles and you have hostages that you have to try to make sure that you can rescue, and if a hostage gets killed, that takes away points from you, and if you accidentally shoot a hostage, that takes points from you. The really cool concept, this game actually has a really cool concept, and in my opinion, this game is actually quite underrated. I actually really enjoyed this game. Now, it could have used a little more oomph to it. There's more they could have added to it. But however, the concept of it, being fairly new of a concept at the time, was actually almost right on the head with it. It was pretty good. Here's the thing about it. You know, you usually have a team of 2 or maybe 3, depending if there's a sniper needed in the mission. The difficulty level, of course, is, I believe it was easy, normal, and elite. Now, I played and beat the first 2 missions on all 3 difficulties. The thing that I've noticed is that you have to capture a certain bad guy. With each difficulty level, depends on how many you have to capture while you're playing in it. It never explained that to me. So I eventually figured out, it took me about 10-20 minutes to figure out that the silhouette of a face of a dude in the menu there was actually the amount of dudes that you had to capture within it. Now I didn't know what that really meant at the time. I'm like, okay, so I just beat the mission, capture the enemies at the end, and those are the guys I'm supposed to get. Well, that wasn't the case. And I didn't know that because I was wondering why I kept beating the mission but I wasn't getting any of these guys. Well, eventually I figured it out, and in about 10-20 minutes I figured it out. I've known a couple people who have played this game who told me it took them a while till they figured it out, because I asked them about it and they said that they didn't know it either and it took them a little while to figure it out. What ends up happening here is that if you see a guy in a trench coat, because I started catching on like, wait, this guy rarely shows up in each mission. And this guy in the trench coat, you have to capture him, not kill him. And then that's the guy you're supposed to capture in those silhouettes. So with each difficulty level, there's 1 extra dude. So easy, there's 1, normal, there's 2, and elite, there's 3. So you gotta capture 3 of them in the elite. And that's how you get points, is by capturing those guys. And if you already captured them on 1 difficulty level, then you don't get points because you already done it. So you basically are forced to go up in the difficulties to get those guys. So basically, if you just beat each one of them on elite in one go, you get 3 points apiece. So like if you beat it on easy, you get 1 point, then normal 1 point, then elite 1 point. That's if you capture all of them. So what you do with those points is then you upgrade your weapons on top of that. So it's actually a really cool concept. The only problem though is the sniper. Sniper was one of those issues that I realized in this game, and wow, like there's times where that's all she can use is a sniper rifle. Oh my god, it's annoying. But anyways, that is a fairly decent game, and I would actually recommend that one, to be honest. Like I said, when it comes to these subscriptions, a good rule of thumb would be to, like let's say you pay $34.99 and you pay plus shipping $5, so $40, right? A good rule of thumb for that would be, you know, the games have to be worth at least $30 for it to be a good price, because you're paying for the shipping $5, which you typically would do with your games anyways when you order them online, and then you're paying the people $5 to find these games for you. So it's a business, they need to make money. So like I said, a good rule of thumb would be it should be a value of $30 at the least. So this one ended up being a grand total of $29.40. Not quite at the $30 mark, but I'm not disappointed to the extent like I was with RGT, because the box they sent me wasn't even $20 worth. That was that was a real big disappointment. But like I said, this was actually a fairly decent box. It wasn't one of the better ones that they sent me, but it was a decent one. Star Voyager, maybe could have gotten a little bit of a better game there, but not complaining. It's, you know, I got what I paid for. So you can't really complain about that. So if you guys are willing to put that kind of money to it, you can. It's, you know, all up to you guys. Alright, so what I want to talk about next is the video I did with round 2 of VGM versus RGT, basically. And one of you guys actually commented, and I want to go ahead and get into that. So one of you guys, Scott Vanderpool, you actually commented, what a shit show from RGT. Nice score with the complete in box 11. Much appreciated, man. But yeah, Retro Game Treasure, that was a complete shit show. Like, no joke, that was complete crap. And I mean, you'll rarely hear me curse on this, but this was just damn. This was ridiculous. Dude, I emailed them with my frustrations after the first and second boxes with no effort on their part to follow the preferences that I chose. You did unboxing videos, so I'm really surprised they didn't try to fix you with a few good boxes. See, like, I was surprised by that too, to be honest, because what I did was, before I started these things, was I actually sent messages from my personal Facebook account letting them know, both individuals, that I was going to be doing a video comparing both of their boxes each month for 3 rounds. And I didn't get a reply from RGT. They never said anything. I sent them 2 messages and they never replied. VGM was very quick on it, but I wasn't doing it to try and get good boxes from them. I was just letting them know, hey, I'm doing this. Like, I'm not getting paid to do any of these things, you know, I'm actually paying them. And it's just up to them on whether or not they want to take this seriously. Like, let's be honest, I only got like 51 views from the first video and like 60 views on the other video.
I guess you could say things are getting pretty serious.
But still, with only 19 subscribers as of right now, it's pretty good. You know, I gotta say, that surprised me too. The really cool thing though was that VGM saw that video, round 2, they actually saw the video, liked it, and commented on it too. That blew my mind. And they basically said, glad you liked the box and enjoyed the video. So I just basically thanked them very much for it, and just to please keep up the good work. They said will do. But when it comes to RGT and VGM, I gotta say RGT they don't really seem to know what they're doing, and they don't really pay attention to what people have to say. That was the point of me reading out some of those comments, especially from Scott Vanderpool. You made really, you know, I really feel bad that that happened to you, but don't worry, because it happened to me too, so I feel your pain, man. But man, I just can't believe that. That is just insane. That is incredible. But before I go ahead and close out this video, like I said, my birthday was yesterday, September 12th. Paul Walker's birthday was also on September 12th. And what I plan on doing is I plan on doing a video of some of the best racing games from Generation 6 and back. And I'm going to try and look for games where there were some of the best of the best. And I'll showcase them if I have them. If I don't, of course, like usual, I'll just take pictures of the internet. But anyways, you guys can go ahead and look forward to that video. I'm going to have to take some time, comprise a list together, and figure that out. So as always, if you guys like this video, go ahead and click that like button down below. And also, don't forget to subscribe if you have not done it already. And as always, remember 22 and stay classy, bros.
Continue.